you're facing a Louisville team, which is probably one of the hottest teams in the ACC right now, coming off that big win over Florida State. A lot to prepare for in this game.
Yeah, obviously a top 20 team with great talent both in the post and on the perimeter. Team accustomed to winning, and a team that really knows, has really over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks done a really good job of understanding the roles and playing their system and style, and has been very, very successful. So you're gonna have to play extremely well. You got to take care of the ball. You got to do a great job defensively, and you got to do a great job on the glass.
A lot of good young athletic talent on that team too.
Yeah, they've done a good job too in terms of they didn't start their lineup their last game, but 2 fifth-year graduate players are their 2 leading scorers. Good size inside, and obviously a couple really good young players as well.
Yes, they're all different teams, but playing this many ranked teams early on in the conference schedule, does that help you in some of these later high-ranking conference games?
Well, you would hope so, but you got to also take care of business in those games, and it's a challenge, when 5 out of your first 6 games are against either at the time top 25 teams or former top 25 teams or to-be top 25 teams. So it's just, it's not the greatest start in terms of, what you were looking for, but and we've talked about it, you got to play the game. So now you need to go out there and you got to protect your home court. You got to do a great job of playing a very disciplined 40 minutes of basketball.
You mentioned after the game Saturday about wanting to go back and look and figure out what you can do, different coverage, so forth. As far as the fouling, did you find anything that was?
Well, I think there's, you go back to your core stuff. You got to do a better job on the ball, and usually your on-ball coverage isn't as good if when you're off the ball you're relaxing and now you got to cover the ball.
Right.
So we have to do a better job of staying focused and disciplined defensively, even when we're away from the ball. We have to do a better job of not getting stretched, off the ball on the backside in particular. And you have to almost nowadays develop the mentality when you're guarding the ball, you have to defend it as if there is no help. And then when you're off the ball, you have to be ready to help guard the ball as if the guy guarding you can't guard anybody. You know what I mean? And you have to do that. We've done a good job of taking away the 3-point shot from teams in terms of what they're shooting. They're shooting 26% in the league. But if you get outscored by 18, 19, 20 points in 1 half from the free throw line, we have a hustle board that we keep track of in terms of loose ball, charges, transition baskets, second chance points. And over 26 years of coaching, you win about 90% of the games that you win the hustle board on, okay? The one outlier is always free throws.
Right.
And this year, it's about 60%.
Really?
Yeah. And it's all due to the free throw situation.
Wow.
So it's just something that we need to be focused about. You can't play not to play the way we're supposed to play defensively. So we need to get better in some areas and keep chugging along with that stuff.
Yeah, I know we probably covered it at some point, but I'm sure you had a little more time to look at it. Do you see anything that you're doing any drastically different?
No.
Yeah.
No. We've, in the past, we've had drives to the basket when it's a tie game, and you haven't gotten some of the calls. And then, so it's just, it is being, there's a greater point of emphasis on it. And, we just have to do a better job of it.
The 4 games, which of those did you win the hustle board?
I don't have that. Yeah. I know like last game we won the hustle board. And lost the game.
Right.
I think maybe in the Pittsburgh game as well. So 2 out of those 4.
Right.
Where we won and did what we were supposed to do, but that outlier that isn't usually, especially with us, because in all the games that we played before, even against the high level teams, we weren't outshot from the free throw line like that. So it's just something that we have to do a much better job of.
when you talk about fouls, Louisville's another one of the teams in the ACC that's been on the negative end.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you have certain players on the team that maybe can exploit that, do you feel?
Well, I think, we've been able to, because we were so positive heading into league play with it, as I said, even in against the BCS type schools or the VCUs, it's a perennial top 25 team. We did it not only on drives, but because of us getting the ball inside into the post. And, so we're going to have to do the same in this game.
Will you stay with the same starting five?
Yet to be determined.
Yeah.
Coach's decision.
I'll be waiting on Vince's
Yeah, I
decision.
try to get some rest, try to get some sleep,
So many combinations.
Yeah, wait, one thing we did it with a week of practice, and you usually do it irregardless of what's going on. You wipe the slate clean and say, okay, who's ever doing the things that we need you to do, will earn the starting spot. And it's good for the competitiveness and so forth in practice.
You mentioned Quentin after the game against Virginia, just like the leadership he's shown. Obviously, being named captain as a junior is noteworthy. What has he done with this, like in terms of his contribution to the team and the way he's?
Well, he's very obviously a positive guy. Puts in the extra time, comes to practice, ready to practice every single day. Takes care of his stuff off the court as well, which is important in this program. And it's just, really has embraced the positiveness and the daily approach that you want guys to do. And he did that in games where he was playing 25 minutes and in games where maybe only played 10.
Right.
So he showed great maturity and great discipline in terms of doing what he needs to do every single day.
And him being positive, what does that look like with him? Is he a guy that talks a lot, or how?
Yeah, he's one of our best communicators by far. But he also has a high basketball IQ, so he sees things and can help other guys, and especially with him being in the program now for 3 years, he's got a good feel for just about everything we need to do.
And obviously he's bringing more than just points, but like how do you get him to a point where he's contributing in a consistent?
Well, I mean that's the challenge. We need more games like the Virginia game. Where when he was open, he was aggressive to shoot, and he took quality shots, and he knocked them down. But even in games, and I've mentioned it before, where he maybe doesn't shoot the ball as well or get as many shots, he still has an opportunity to impact the game defensively with his length,
right,
with his understanding of how we play, and with his rebounding.
You look at the latest stats, and the scoring is up nationally, Europe even higher than the national average. And of course, there's been a drastic jump from last season. Are you satisfied, or do you like the change in the game from last year to this year?
Well, so we, when you're talking about college basketball, unfortunately, you can throw those numbers out and there's no control group. I don't want to get into my scientific method and all that stuff, but there's no control group stating why that is happening. For us, there's no question we're much more efficient offensively. We shoot the ball better. We're less turnovers, all those different things. What are we at, like plus 14 from last year in the league? Pretty close to that. So I'll be honest with you, I never thought we'd have 3 games where we scored 72 points or more and didn't win. So we know the area where we're not as good and that we need to improve in. But we're better offensively. I'm satisfied where we're at offensively. There's times we need to execute better, but overall our execution has been pretty good. We had some really good looks at the basket. Either first shots or second shots in the game on Saturday. We just, you need some timely baskets as well. And we didn't get those on Saturday. The week before we did, and so now there's the execution phase, but there's also, finishing. And that's an area that we need to make sure that we're ready to go at it on Saturday. All good? All right.